a review today of some jeans that I told you about in a recent video. These are the Lady K Loves. They are a brand also out of the UK. They're out of Bristol actually, and I absolutely love the pictures that I've seen of some of my, favorite Instagram girls in these jeans. So I really wanted to try them out myself, and I contacted them and they actually sent me 2 pairs, which I really, really appreciate because I just had my eye on the Hug Me Babies, which was one of the jeans, one of the pairs that I saw Miss Ruby wearing, Miss Rockabilly Ruby. And I was going to just get those, and then she said, well, let me send you the La Wilds as well. So I got to try both, and I have to say, as far as a stretchy jean goes, they trump any I've ever tried. I don't normally wear stretchy jeans. I have one pair of Levi's that I got at work that are kind of in the junior section. They're really more jeggings. They're sort of denim, but they're very soft like a legging, and so I just wear those to, go to the store or whatever, and they're nice and dark, which I prefer. But I still had not found a pair of slim-fitting skinny jeans that were a retro style, and so I really wanted to try these. This is a brand that really puts a lot of emphasis on quality. You can tell by the feel of the denim that these are not your standard, mass-produced department store jeans or leggings. These are absolutely still blue jeans. They're still jeans. They have that same sturdy denim, but there is enough stretch in them to be considerably more comfortable, but also very, very form-fitting. So I was really excited to try these, and I'm going to show them to you in video, but also I wanted to let you know a couple of things about them ahead of time. For instance, this is the Hug Me Baby jeans. I love the heart-shaped seam on the pocket. The placement of the pockets is great. The seam work is great. It's a couple of different colors, so there's some visual interest there. Like this is a sort of a yellowish green. This is an orange seam. So it's definitely something where they've put a lot of emphasis on the little details. I love the turn up on these. They're quite long, so the turn up is probably a good 4 or 5 inches, and I really like that as well. It's just kind of my personal taste. So she sent them to me a bit long because she knew that. And then I also just wanted to show you, I don't know if you're going to be able to see or not, but this is, if you were just to look at these, this would look like any other really, really good reproduction denim blue jean. This is really stiff, but the stretch is so good. I don't know if you can see, they stretch so well. When I got these, I looked at the waist. I just sent her my measurements. So the Hug Me Babies that I have right here are actually in a large, and then the other ones, the La Wilds, which I'm also going to show you, which I love those too. They're just a different style. Those are actually, I believe, a medium. So it's going to kind of depend on your measurements. I would definitely ask if you're not sure which pair to order. But the waist on these was so tiny for me. I'm like a 29-inch waist. So, and that I usually wear shapewear with my jeans just because it makes me feel more confident, but I would like them to fit without the shapewear, just so I know for sure that with shapewear they'll look even better. But these are, my waist is like a 29-inch waist, and these fit at your natural waist. So you don't measure down below your belly button, measure up right where your side creases. If you bend to the side, that's where you're going to want to measure to make sure you've got the right waist measurement. But this waistband looks so tiny, I was like, there's no way that this is going to fit. But the cool thing is it pulls up. Most pairs of jeans that are really slim fitting like that, they usually sit kind of low, but high-waisted ones, you feel like that they really have to have tons of stretch and be very, very thin in order to fit properly. These actually squeezed up over my hips. It was a struggle. Not because they don't give a lot of stretch, but because they're so nice and stiff. They're real sturdy denim. So I barely squeezed them up over my hips, and then they buttoned at my waist, and I could not believe how it just kind of, it's almost like wearing shapewear on the outside. That's what these remind me of. So thrilled with these. I'm going to show them to you in the video. They're not going to be to everyone's taste, but I feel like that this is exactly what I was looking for when it comes to a slim-fitting skinny jean. So I'm going to show you both kinds so you can see how different the two styles are from one another. But just rest assured, the quality in both is just incredible. And I'm a longtime fan of Freddy's of Pinewood. They're my favorite jeans I've ever had. I've said this, but I've always sort of wanted to try something with a little bit of stretch to it, and these are sort of the answer. These were what I was looking for. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask me. And I'm going to put a link to the website down in the info bar below so you can peruse and see if there's anything that you might want to pick up yourself. But I do strongly recommend them. And let's get going.
Hello, so this is the first pair. This is the Hug Me Baby jeans. These are very much a skinny jean. The seaming on the back pockets is not as visible from a distance as in the Wild jeans, but they are very, very nicely fitted. Now I'm wearing shapewear beneath these that I typically don't wear beneath my jeans, and I remember now why, because there is a bit of a line there right at mid-zipper where you can see where my shapewear ends. That was because I was trying to cinch the waist in a little more, but I do have shapewear that goes all the way down, and it would actually probably look better. But regardless, I'm loving the fit of these. I think that they are exactly what I was looking for. And I like the fact that your waist is nice and cinched in, but it also kind of curves and makes your hips appear a little bit more round. If you have issues with more of a straight silhouette, this is definitely going to be great for you. You can see how much of a snap the stretch in these jeans have. I love the placement of the pockets. I love just the general feel of them. And so this is the side and the back, and you can sort of see the seaming in the yoke, and the color in the seaming in the yoke is also very, very nice and adds some interest. I'm wearing it with my Lucky Loos. I love these. I still love these so much. And so I'm wearing them with those. And it just kind of gives, I feel like, it gives a little bit more of a feminine flair to just a typical blue jeans look. And I'm showing you now the way that the turn-up looks. It's because these were longer, they actually have quite a bit of turn-up. And I think it looks really great with sandals. This also looks fine with you know, chucks or boots or anything else that you want to wear. So I'm a really big fan of the Hug Me Babies. They are exactly what I was looking for. Secondly, we have the Wild jeans, and these are a darker denim. They have a little bit more of a retro silhouette. They look, they're a little bit more, I feel like, 40s and 50s, and I feel like the others could go up into the 60s as far as the style goes. But the yoke on the back of these and the seaming on the pockets actually is more visible from a distance, and I prefer that. I really like the fact that you can see the heart-shaped seaming on the pockets really, really clearly, even from a distance. But this time I'm just coupling it with a t-shirt. This is my Nashville Boogie t-shirt. But yeah, we've got the Wild jeans. They are very, very nicely fitted. I like the smooth look of the front because the zipper is on the side. So you don't really have to worry about, you know, there being a lot of bulk at the front where the button and the zipper is. Side zip jeans do tend to be really flattering. I feel like that my tummy looks a little flatter in these. I didn't put a belt on with them because I wanted you to kind of see how wide the belt loops were. It makes it possible to wear a variety of different belts with it if you do decide to wear a belt. And those are the Wilds. I feel like that the denim on these is slightly different than the denim on the Hug Me Babies. It's a little thicker. These also have more of a straight leg, which I feel like might be a little more flattering on me. I like having some skinny jeans as well, but the straighter leg, I like the way that it drops down from the hips and just a little bit more of a straight line there. But yeah, these are them. They actually feel really, really comfortable. I don't feel like I can't move in them or anything else. And I actually decided to couple these with my cowboy boots. I bought these at the Nashville Boogie last year. I fell in love with them. I forget what the brand is, but I love the fact that these jeans are just the right length to wear with my cowboy boots. Now, there is not enough length here to really do a turn up with these because I have longer legs, but I feel like they cut off at just the right length for my boots. So these are definitely jeans that I would love to wear with my Western shirts. Just in general, I think that they have a great feel for that sort of a casual look. So again, you could actually wear these with heels as well. But these are the Wilds. And please let me know if you have any questions or if there are any styles from Lady K Loves that you are interested in. But I'll be glad to expedite your question. And hopefully I'll see you at the Nashville Boogie coming up.
And I'd take you back when he left you behind, but now my heart just can't take it this time.